My name is Ella Morgan, and I turned 61 on a Thursday. All I wanted was a quiet dinner with my son Brandon, his wife Tina, and a few close friends. Warm food, warm company, nothing extravagant. But instead, I walked into the most humiliating ambush of my life. The restaurant Tina chose was one of those trendy spots. Exposed brick, Edison bulbs, tiny portions, oversized plates. We had barely sat down when she handed me a gift bag. Inside was a baby onesie reading Best Grandma Ever. She beamed and said, "We thought it was time to start planning the nursery, especially now that we'll have more space." Before I could ask what she meant, Brandon stood up, tapped his glass, and announced to everyone that they would be moving into my apartment. Not asking, declaring. He said I didn't need all that space anymore, and they were starting their family. The table clapped. Tina filmed it, and I sat there frozen, smiling because I didn't know what else to do. I hadn't agreed to anything, not verbally, not in writing. But they had already claimed my home in public. My late husband and I had lived there for 30 years. It was the one piece of stability I had left. That night, I left before dessert. My chest was tight, my head foggy. When I got home, something felt different, like my home was already theirs. I couldn't sleep. I started going through old documents and found a power of attorney I had signed during a hospital stay 2 years ago when I was sick. Brandon's name was on it. I barely remembered signing it, but my lawyer confirmed if I hadn't revoked it, it was still valid. And suddenly, everything made sense. This wasn't spur of the moment. This was a plan. The next morning, I met with my lawyer, Annette. She warned me, if Brandon could get even one doctor to say I wasn't mentally fit, he could take control of my home. We revoked the document immediately. Annette told me to stop signing anything and send all communication through her. I began securing everything, locking away jewelry, family photos, and important papers. I stopped drinking wine and taking sleeping pills. I documented every call, every text. I had to stay sharp. Then Tina showed up unannounced, claiming she was pregnant. She brought prenatal vitamins and spoke about our nursery. But I knew she was lying. Her purse contained floor plans of my apartment and Zillow estimates. They weren't moving in, they were planning to sell it. I took photos of her documents. That night, I created a folder on my phone labeled Proof. This wasn't family anymore. It was fraud. I called my friend Iris, a retired real estate agent, and told her everything. We quietly listed my apartment. No online photos, no signs, just word of mouth. While Brandon and Tina posted Instagram updates about our new home, I was finalizing a cash sale to a retired military couple. I played along, liking Tina's nursery photos, replying politely, packing only what mattered. I changed my mailing address to a P.O. box, updated the building's gate code, and set utility shutoff dates. 3 days before closing, Brandon showed up demanding to talk. He accused me of sabotaging my family, saying, "This isn't what Dad would have wanted." I stayed silent. The next day, I received a legal notice claiming concerns about my mental capacity, an attempt to stop the sale. My lawyer wasn't surprised. That night, I filmed myself explaining every financial move I'd made, with dates and documents, and uploaded it to a secure folder Annette could access. A few days later, Tina filmed herself crying outside my door, accusing me of abandoning a pregnant woman, and posted it online. Strangers called me selfish and cruel. Then Brandon texted me a deed transfer, saying, "Sign this and we'll forget all of this." I forwarded it to Annette and replied, "You'll be served within the week. Do not contact me again." 2 days later, the apartment sold. I left at dawn with a single suitcase, heading to a small lakeside cabin Iris had found for me. It wasn't big, 2 bedrooms, a porch, a cracked patio, but it was mine. I didn't check my phone for weeks. When I finally did, there were dozens of messages, including a simple one from my niece Emily. "I don't buy any of this. Are you okay?" I told her, yes. Safe and done. She sent back a heart emoji. That quiet support meant more than all the noise. I placed the sale proceeds into a trust in my husband's name, a community fund for older women escaping financial abuse by family. Brandon and Tina were legally blocked from contesting it. Now, my life is mine again. I spend mornings tending herbs, afternoons helping at the community center, and evenings learning chess from my neighbor Claire. No one asks me for money. No one pretends to love me for what I can give them. A year later, I got a letter from Emily with a photo of her newborn daughter. If she grows up to be half as strong as you, I'll have done something right. I cried, the kind of tears that wash away the last of the pain. If you've ever been silenced, pushed aside, or made to feel like your home or mind didn't belong to you, remember this. You don't have to shout to be heard. Sometimes, the quietest exits leave the loudest echoes.